You are flexless.
No,
Crap,
it's
that means Duke's
I
gonna
am
buy a new radio
flexless.
on stream.
No, instead of the flex being here, it's just some empty space mostly. But
That giant gaping hole.
right, it kind of is. It's been dominating the wall for a year or so. No, I moved it. I moved it out to my shop on the bench out there, with the idea that at some point this weekend I'm going to get 240 run to it, so I can change the amp over to 240 volt and give it all of the beans.
All the beans. Speaking of beans, you can get
like
coffee
half
at
calf right now.
hamradios.coffee. And it's a monthly subscription that goes to support the Coffee and Ham Radio Show, which this is not the Coffee and Ham Radio Show. This is Frequency Frenzy, where we get to play poker, get to play cards with my brother's kids.
Right.
So how's everybody doing? Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all y'all beautiful people out there.
You, I mean you, and you, not
He's
you,
pointing at
but
me.
Those guys.
Oh, then not you. Thank you.
You're the not you.
Right. So I'm at an RV park here, in case y'all, couldn't have guessed that by the last year plus worth of me being in RV parks. We had Thanksgiving dinner with the park family. It was pretty cool. There was
your volume is really low,
30
dude.
people. Let me see what I can do about that. I guess we'll just sit in silence until I get that fixed.
Sure. How's mine?
Yours is fine.
That's good.
You're fine.
Boom.
All right.
Booming in loudly now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm on this microphone instead of these for nuggets, so there's the thing.
Right. No, I got the flex moved out, and I don't have the optimal antenna set up yet. I've got the Respite up out there because it was already out there standing by. So I haven't moved the DX Commander all the way over yet, but that's my plan. Plus which now I can run the radio as hard as I want, and I don't have to listen to the sound of a jet engine next to my head.
Nice.
Yes. Pretty cool.
Now, do you have a remote kill switch?
I do. I tell the Amazon device. Yeah. Well, she's got code names so that you jerks cannot accidentally turn off my radio in the middle of something. Yep. Tomorrow, I hopefully will pull a 240 circuit without changing my lifestyle. So.
That's a super secret project that Ziggy's holding up right there. That is the Toads digital interface, and he's gonna make a CB into a useful radio.
We're going FT8, parks on the air, on a CB radio.
10-meter export radio.
Right.
Now, what radio is this?
The
Zegward
Redibus HS4, also known as the Anytone Quad 5. It's got a real classic look.
555555555.
It's got a real classic look to it, and what I love is that it's black on black, and it has that retro like orange illumination to it. So it kind of looks like that would be the CB that Batman would have in his Batmobile.
Very cool.
It's definitely just black on black for a CB radio. It's
the
awesome.
CB that Batman would have. I like it.
Yeah. It would definitely be in the Batmobile.
TOR, you're going to keep the scoreboard up? Is that your?
That's my scoreboard there. Y'all are welcome to look at it and be jealous.
I didn't know if I needed to get it displayed or not.
Only if you want to argue with me about it.
No, I don't feel like that.
So
we got a honey baked ham, and I have never picked up a honey baked ham the day before Thanksgiving. And an important safety tip from your old Uncle Jim: don't do that.
Don't. Period.
2.5 hours. There were 2 lines coming out of the building, and inside the building they were snaked back and forth like 3 times. Came out of the building, across the parking lot, and wrapped around the parking lot back to the front. One line was for the prepaid, which is where I was, and one line was for the we're going to buy some honey baked ham today line. And 2.5 hours of standing in line. Now, I made some great friends for life at this point. I think I was adopted by another child because she thought I was cool. But
wow, you got her fooled.
Right. Forever. Now, the ham, awesome. But the next time I'm having it shipped, or I'm going to get it like a week before.
Right. It's just as good a week old. It
That's
might
what
actually
I'm
be a little bit
thinking.
better. We got
Probably.
5 minutes until the next, till the first sprint starts. So, Jimmy, you want to tell us about how to play this game?
So the rules is we don't care how much power you have. If you want to be a war criminal, be a war criminal. If you want to run QRP, please don't tell me about it. We don't care. You get cards awarded based on the contacts you make. This is basically 5-card stud. So you're going to get 5 cards based on 5 contacts. That's it. The points and the card you're awarded is a percentage thing that is very, very mathalicious. And there's a picture right over here that you can look at. If you understand that, then you are a better person than I am, because I don't. So the card you get is based on percentages of a chance of how much power you're running versus the distance of your contact, and that's it. There are no special. Are there extra points for POTA? I don't remember.
Yeah, there are. Well, there can be. I don't know if it's turned on or not.
Okay. The work bans are legal
Ooh, legal!
because this ain't a contest.
Smoke
son.
them if you got them, boys.
That's right. Smoke them if you got them. So, Tio, what are the work bans?
I want to say it's 17, 15, and 12?
What about 30? I think 30 is a work ban too.
30's, yeah, I think 30 is, but it's also digital only, which is okay. Well, digital or CW only, no voice on
Right.
30.
Right. And you look at Ziggy and you just know he's going to go straight for the work bans anyway.
He's that kind of ham.
Well, I am too.
Florida ham contest on work bands.
That is terrible.
Steve,
That is
tell us about the
absolutely terrible.
destructions if we don't have this set up correctly.
Yeah, so I've got the page shared out here, and if you go to the website and you click on the help button at the top, you will get to this friendly page right here, and it gives you the instructions on how to configure your software. Just do WSJTX or JTDX or whatever your program is of choice that has this secondary UDP server setting. Do it the normal way that you would, except for this one little thing here, and that is this secondary UDP server setup. And you want to type in this IP address, 167.99.20.52. It's written on the screen, so don't make a mad dash to write it down. And then the server port number is 22388, and there is a checkbox, enable logged contact ADIF broadcast. And what it's going to do is it's going to send a plain text ADIF message over UDP to our server, or there might be on your software, there might also be a TCP option. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember that. Actually, I haven't
UDP
FTA'd
if you're
in
a
a long
gangster.
time. Right? YOLO. You just send it and don't care if we actually get it or not. And if everybody's doing UDP, then everybody has an equal chance of being denied. So there's help file there for WSJTX. There's one there for WSJTX. When it comes time to log, if you have it set up to prompt me to log QSO, type in your power in the power field and click that retain button. And that's how our server knows the kind of power level that you're running. And it's from your mouse to our ears, on your ham's honor as to whether you type in the right amount of power or not.
I mean, if you come in at a plus 10 to me and you list QRP 10 watts, I'm gonna question it.
I mean, cheating is allowed. We'll
If we
shame you
audited
forever.
this, if
Yeah,
we
we'll shame you
audited this.
So there's
Well, I
there's a
mean,
bunch
we
of
still
different
haven't
rules.
forgiven N8YO. He flat out
It's been
hacked the
years.
old one. Yeah, he's never going to live that down.
Yeah, we got 1 minute to go until the next round starts, and somewhere on this page, I forget where it is, but there's a thing that shows. Forgive my rapid scrolling. There's a thing that shows your what the latest contacts were that were uploaded or something like that.
James Cook, we have the sprints run about 15 minutes. And you get extra points for FT4 since it's twice as fast. However, good luck with that because there's not going to be nearly as many people to make FT4 contacts.
Yeah, you and your 5 friends. It's like you on 60 meters. Do it. You and your 5 friends will all make contacts with each other, and you only need 5 cards to play. So
Right.
Wait a minute. How many meters?
60,
Just kidding.
11.
Not 11, Ziggy.
All 60
There
of
we
them,
go.
huh?
It is started. So start your transmitters, ladies and gentlemen. Lady and gentlemen. I'm sure there's less than 2 of you in the stream right now. If there is,
Pam,
please sound
Pam
off. We'd
might
love to
be
hear from
here.
you.
I don't think so, but
And I'm not being racist. Those are just the statistics. Racist, sexist, feminist. You know what I mean. I'm not being ist. Those are just the statistics
misogynistic.
that we see
You're
on
misogynist.
YouTube.
That's what you are.
That's a whole different conversation. So we'll see who makes the first contact. Hey, John.
It is so weird not having this radio in this room.
It's just a hole, man. You got to like AI a background and shove something over there.
Well, I mean, I got my, I did. I stuck my fire helmet back there for tonight.
There we go. We got a contact.
But
Cyber Jason, first card, 7 of diamonds. What was everybody's favorite Thanksgiving meal item? Main dish, side dish, third main dish.
For the win.
Green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole. Yeah, we had 3 of those. Like Thanksgiving, like whether you like it or not, Thanksgiving is not complete without green bean casserole and deviled eggs.
Man, we didn't have either one.
Get out.
I want a refund.
I know. So Dustin Price is our current leader with a runt ace high. A single of aces. What do they call that? An un. Yeah, right, James? Everybody's ham alerts going off as everybody is right here, right now.
So Steve mentioned the coffee. As a professional coffee drinker, I can tell you that the coffee we have is really good. But also, I want to point out that our antennas are still on sale through the 30th, which is
Black Friday.
Sunday, I think. Today's the 27th, right? 28, 29, 30. Yeah, I think, I don't know, whatever, through November 30th, whatever day that is. So they are currently $10 off of all antennas, and it's not $10 off of any antenna, it's $10 off of every antenna you buy.
Right.
Buy 1 antenna, save $10. Buy 2 antennas, save $20. If you buy 1 of each that we sell, you will save $40. And those kind of savings, you can tell your wife, and she will totally agree that it's cool that you bought 4 antennas.
Yeah, that's how much she saved on the 4 pairs of shoes she got.
Right, right.
Or the 4 pairs of whatever else that she got that you may or may not see, depending on how long you've been married.
Right. Well, you know, it's weird because like I don't eye roll when boxes of shoes show up here at the house for my retired wife who doesn't actually have a job, right?
Well, I mean, to be fair, her retirement income is greater than your day job income.
No, not really. No. But I get eye rolls every time a box of radio-sized things show up or a 3D printer or a gun comes in the house. She's like, is that another one? Like, calm down. It's okay. I tell her I don't judge her for the number of shoes she has. And she said, well, my shoes don't cost nearly as much as the crap you buy.
Deviled eggs. See, Ziggy, this is the other setting. You just get smaller. Good day, Colin.
Colin, how are you?
What did you have for I guess it's still breakfast over there. Breakfast tomorrow. What did you have for dinner last night, Colin? Because it's a Thanksgiving is typically a dinner thought process, but happens slightly right after lunch.
Let's see, what time is it in it's like 12?
Tomorrow morning.
I think it's like noon.
Yeah, it's almost lunchtime. Do we have a winner yet? Dustin has been raking in the context. I don't know why I said context instead of contacts. But that's not a good hand. You have 1 card left, Dustin. 1 card. You can do it, man. Any 1 card will get you a pair. Any 1 card of the ace, queen, 9, 7 variety. Sorry.
I got a little shout out by Interstellar Starman channel.
I saw that.
Yeah, I like his channel, dude. That's cool. He talks
We don't
about
have
cool
Thanksgiving
stuff.
in VK. It's 11:44 a.m. Friday. Sick of all the Black Friday emails. Well, Colin, don't tune into the channel tomorrow for the
Oh,
live
yeah.
stream that I'm going to do on Black Friday deals.
I'm having some sort of WSJTX incident going on here.
I heard it.
Yeah.
I blame Windows.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Oh my gosh.
Right? Which radio are you using, Jim?
I'm using the Flex, but WSJTX has got like a dialog box up somewhere. I can't click the button to log things. There you go in the log. Then you
Can
can
you do
complain.
like a right-click show all windows or something?
I got it. Yeah.
See, Andy, what's happening? He says there's strong signals tonight. And what's happening is everybody is on ham radio because they're sick of talking to their family. They went down to the ham cave.
Yeah. After I got the radio moved this afternoon, I got the antenna set up and fired up Smart SDR on the computer out in the shop, and I was like, "Holy moly, y'all are bored."
Well, I mean, when we start activating the bands, we turn on the propagation switch. The bands are always active. They're just, it's a people problem. Dustin finished out his hand with a pair of queens. That's going to be tough to beat. We got 8 minutes to go, though, so it's possible. We got a pair of queens and a pair of tens in the lead. But Colin, our VK buddy over there, he's got a single ace. Colin, you need to make more than one contact. If you make 2 contacts, you will be the winner. If your card is an ace. So I was starting to talk about this before the stream, Jim. I have an interesting problem with this MacBook, this old laptop here. This is a 2019 MacBook Pro 13-inch. The USB ports are acting crazy. One of them didn't work at all, and I put some IPA in it, and then I put some electronics cleaner in it. Might need to get some deoxit. And it didn't get any better. The other one, while I was cleaning, you might as well clean them both since they're right next to each other. I plugged in a USB flash drive and it did mount the drive. Then I cleaned it and it no longer mounts the drive. So I'm on borrowed time with the battery in this thing because I don't know if I can recharge it or not. And it's a $40 part to fix it, so it's worth it to fix it. But if you've ever opened up a MacBook, that's the special kind of hell.
Yeah, I've had that with a Micron laptop years ago. I was upgrading a friend's laptop, and to replace the memory, you had to remove the keyboard and a whole bunch of other crap to get to the replaceable memory that was buried in the middle of the laptop.
Right. Well, so
I replaced the battery on a MacBook before too. It was an 06 MacBook Pro, but it was a replaceable battery. That is all sealed in there, right?
It's all sealed and glued inside. Yeah, you got to pry the battery out of these things. So if you think about it logically from a technician standpoint, it's one screwdriver head to get this case off, and then it's another screwdriver head to get that section off, and another screwdriver head to get that section off, and so on. And depending on how far down you go, you might need 6 different screwdrivers to get through this. They do it with a logical progression, but if you're just a regular guy, you're like, screw this.
Well,
So
and they're
I've done it
probably
twice
odd
now.
shaped. They're probably odd screws too.
Yeah, they're like tri-wings and pentalobes and
Yeah.
security torques and, 1s and 2s and 3s.
I had
Balearic
to repair
Island.
a smart
Andy.
plug, and it had tri-wings. That's the first thing I've ever seen with tri-wing screws. Ever. So strange.
So this is why we have screwdriver kits that look like this.
Right. I have the Kaiweets one, and then I have a older iFixit kit. But the iFixit kit does not have tri-wings.
Yeah. I had the iFixit kit. I gave it away on stream a while back. That's the small Kaiweets kit, and then I think you have the big one with the power screwdriver.
Yeah.
With no torque.
Well, yeah. It has less torque than my 75 Chevy Nova did. I mean, my Vega.
Vega. Yeah, I had a 70 Nova, 427 big block, 70 Nova.
Yeah, not Nova. I had a Vega. It was horrible.
That's the perfect car to give your teenage son when he first gets his driver's license.
Yeah, the Kaiweets kit is really good, but if you get the electric one, it's not worth the money other than you get extra bits. You can generate more torque by manually turning the electric screwdriver yourself than the electric screwdriver has.
Which is good for putting screws in, but not good
Yeah.
for taking them out.
Yeah. It it's for what it is, and it's handy.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I would say bad about the Kaiweets kit is I wish it had a manual handle in there to use in lieu of the electric one. So
Ed is saying correct. He must be saying that I'm correct.
well, I think something has gone astray because I have lost
And yeah, the Kaiweets kit will do the job, Ed.
all radio connectivity.
We have 4 minutes to go. We got a
So
pair of queens,
I'm apparently out of this
a pair
operation.
of jacks, a pair of tens, a pair of fours, another pair of fours, another pair of twos. Colin, there's still time for you to get that ace, man. Ziggy's playing. Ziggy's only got one card. Come on, Zig. I see plenty of people in there. Look at all those people. Look at you with all that red.
Yeah. That's old news up there.
Well, I'll be back. As this seems to be a power-related issue, I'd like to verify that nothing's on fire out in my shop.
All right, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll be back directly.
So Ziggy, what are you building lately?
Let's see. What am I working on? I've been modifying the Kronos, which is just a massive Poseidon antenna. I've been modifying that today. Right. And what else am I building? Still want to work on my RF detector. You know, before we got going, I was checking out some bands, and I committed the cardinal sin. I watched as my application closed. When I was transmitting, I was like, oh boy. So I was looking through my desk. I was like, 61, 43, 31. Perfect. So I had to wrap my USB cable on a 31 toroid, and that fixed the issue. Just a little bit of flyback coming in.
The lie back is how they get you. James, did you get the 17-foot whip thing set up? Did that work? So James is saying that he's got a DX Commander in his backyard, and he's sticking the 17-foot whip up to kind of make a Yagi out of it. So
Hey,
I wanted to
Chris.
get some results on that.
How's it going, Zig? How you doing tonight? Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling pretty hard. I'm just glad to be here.
How about yourself, Tio? How you doing, man?
I am doing great. It's good to see you again, Chris. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Stuffed for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't smart. So lunchtime came along and I just made lunch like I normally do.
Oh.
And that was not a good idea. Because then dinner was like an hour later.
Okay.
I held out, made room, and I regret it.
Dinner wasn't that good?
No, it was excellent. I just ate way too much. Stuffed. Seems like everything's going well with the poker matches. No hiccups here.
Nothing to complain about. I mean, I'm sure there are some people that aren't winning that are not happy about that. But we got 20 seconds left, so it's anybody's game. One more contact to go.
Critic in every bunch. Five seconds.
I guess I wasn't
All right.
confirming
We
a
are
log
done.
here.
All right. Stuffed has come to an end. Be sure to see how you did in the final results. Chris, would you mind setting up a second sprint if there isn't one already?
Not all. You want 5 minutes?
15 on the sprint.
Yeah, 5 minutes before it starts.
Yes, please. All right. So Dustin took an early lead and kept that lead the entire time. That was fantastic. Thank you, Dustin. So Dustin's got a pair of queens, and then Paul came in with a pair of jacks. I was going to say a pair of queens, a pair of jaces, a pair of aces, a pair of kingses. We got Eric N7 LPK with a pair of tens, JW9 JCR with a pair of eights, and then our buddy Philly Ed with a pair of fours, and John WV3L with a pair of fours. We got a lot of. Look at this. We got 4 sets of 4. We got 4 sets of a pair of fours. Is there 5? No. Okay. So 4 sets of fours. So let's see. It was Ed, John, Jason, Daniel, and then Chad with a pair of twos. Jason with a pair of twos. Colin never did get that second ace. He would have won if it was that. Ziggy got an ace and a queen. Ziggy, I expected better performance out of you. Chris was even playing king, queen, 10, 9, 2. That could have been something. Don, N5SKT. How's it going, Don? And then everybody else rounding out the bottom with just runts. We got some new players, some new names I haven't seen before. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first time, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. This is a new channel, and we're trying to break through that 1,000 subscriber barrier. Until we break through that 1,000 subscriber barrier, your support over on Buy Me a Coffee /CAHR, Coffee and Ham Radios, helps to support the hosting costs and the development cost of our buddy Chris down here, who is very interested in making this game better every single time.
All kinds of interesting things in the works. So,
oh, you wanna clue us in? You wanna tell us?
I've been working on we'll call it 2.0.
Awesome. We need to try bingo once too, and you're here, so you might be able to do the third sprint as bingo, or if there's time to.
Yeah,
to do bingo.
I don't think we want to turn on bingo yet. It hasn't been vetted. I haven't had the time, but I've been working on setting up so that people can log in, and that might even enable us to do some things where we'll be able to throw cards back and pull cards, or maybe more than one table at a time. So. And we'll bring bingo online as well as we do that. One of the things I was thinking about is I know the FT challenge is coming up. I think it's the weekend of the 6th or 7th, which is FT8 contest. And the rule set is grid location and a point per 3,000 kilometer. So it'd be kind of interesting because I bet we could model the rule set as a speed run. Yeah. And actually have it as kind of one of the things that's always been talked about as an overlay going along with it. People that were interested could submit the results and, have a live scoreboard related to the FT challenge. But I don't know if people are interested in that or not. The platform should be able to handle it.
Do you have a link for the FT challenge?
I can provide one to you, Steve. Let me find it real quick.
Yeah, because I haven't heard of this before. Also,
it used to be it was the FT roundup, and then it was the FT something else, and now they've changed the rules again, and it's something new this year.
It's always something new. It's how they get you. I gotta say, in the past year, the offshore, I guess they're all offshore, ham radio manufacturers have really just brought it to the table with new radios and new things to play with, and there's been a lot of new stuff in ham radio, so much more in the last year than there was in the year before.
Where is it? It keeps... Okay, so that's what's going on here.
They get you in the drive-thru. Yeah, that happened to me the other day, Jay. It wasn't a food drive-thru, though. I forget what drive-thru it was. But that was my first thought, was man, they get you in the drive-thru.
What's the lucky band for everybody tonight?
Is it showing on the scoreboard?
20 meters.
We got some stats down here at the bottom. Let me scroll all the way down to the bottom. Oh no, the next contest started. I'd have to look at the previous one. Not a contest. Sorry. Stuffed. Okay, here we go. Here's the stats for the previous one. I should have done this. We got plenty of time to kill. I'll do it now. I'll do it live. Yep, 20 meters. Contacts by band. We had 5 FT4 contacts and 40 FT8 contacts on 20 meters. So 20 meters is still alive right now. It's dark where I'm at, so I would have picked 40. And I probably would have picked wrong. FT4 2 contacts, FT8 21 contacts. And then contacts by power, everybody's running less than 100 watts. Take that, ape. Our greatest distance contact was KF0 IDT on 10 meter FT8. Wow, 10 meters. So technicians could have done this too. KF0 IDT is an extra, but that was 14,919 non-freedom units. And our buddy Kansas Jeff made a contact to VU2 UAT, 14,354 non-freedom units. That's pretty cool. And then our closest in contacts. Oh, wow, we got 2 pages of contacts. 0 kilometers. N5 LPR made a contact with WB4 NLD. 0 kilometers away.
That's worked all neighbors.
We'll have
Right,
to take
right.
a look at that one, huh?
It's highly possible.
Yeah.
Neighbor of mine and I, we were both running vertical antennas. We're both on 20 meters. We're both on FT8, and we did like a plus 40 signal report because we were just like slapping each other's dipoles, verticals. I don't think I should have said it that way. That's phrasing issues. Sorry.
It did sound a little creepy. So nothing's on fire, but the Astron power supply, as soon as you put anything on it greater than 0.1 volt, it drops the voltage to 0. So something's...
This is the one that's still under warranty?
Yes. And you know how Astron handles the warranty? You ship it back to us and
Yeah.
we'll fix it. You pay for shipping.
Which
both
one is it,
ways.
Jim?
The 50? The
The
RSA
switching?
P50M? No, the linear.
Oh, I've had one of those and it burnt up. It blows fuses and all kinds of things. And then I have the 50 amp switching power supply, and it died after a month of using it. Had to send it back. They said cold solder joint.
That's what you
Well,
had, Jim.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I have a 35 up here that's on my 9700 that I had to fix cold solder joints on. And the 50, this is the second time it's broke. Apparently, I missed another cold solder joint last time I fixed it. The bus bar that goes between the pass transistors, it's like a thick metal wire, was just laying in a puddle of solder. And of course, as that heated up and cooled, it just popped loose. So I assume that's what the problem is. I don't know. But yeah, it was working fine when because I moved everything today, right? So the wagon ride from my house out to the shop apparently jiggled the solder
Get 'em up.
again.
Move them out.
Yep.
So Chad is the guy that had the local contact. He says he's doing POTA and just happened to catch a local N5 LPR. And what he's doing right there is he's deflecting, like don't look, nothing to see here, fully legit. And then Mike, you're right. We did go metric in 1866. We just are very stubborn.
So no fires, just highly overpriced crappy power supply number 2. So I know what I'm doing tomorrow. Discombobulating that thing all the way down and resoldering everything.
That's a pain.
It is, because to get to see, and I was afraid of this, honestly, this is kind of my own fault, because to get to what was jacked up that I found, you really, really have to take everything out of the thing to get to it. And I was like, I'll just do the best I can.
I've never looked because I've never had a need for it, but do they make right angle soldering iron tips?
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
I'm sure
it
they
in there and,
do.
like, hook it in and then solder.
Yeah.
Solder. Sorry, Mike. I'm triggering my buddy Mike.
I mean, what's a good power supply, right? Because
But you would think Astron.
you
Right.
can't tell me it's Astron now. I've seen inside too many of them.
I bought a
Mine checked out
diamond.
okay.
I bought a diamond right after the first Astron died, just as an emergency, and
Right,
and
Jeff?
it still
been
works.
rock solid ever since. So we run both of them.
Well, I was going through power supplies the other day, and I have 3 switchers. I had 3 switchers. One is broken, and I sent it to Hollywood, and he's already fixed it and was trying to send it back to me. And I said,
Hey,
"No,
Paul.
son, you don't understand. I sent it to you. It's yours now. Go with God, my son."
Well,
But I
know
got an MFJ, like a 40 amp MFJ that I loaded up to 25 till my load topped out at 400 watts, and it held just fine. So I'm going to put it on the radio tomorrow.
Well, I know that Astron Linear that I have is it's a paperweight right now, but I know it's fixable, right? So I just keep it, but I haven't had time to kind of dig into it and actually fix it. So.
Jody, I'll have to look at that because yeah, I out of the I have 4 Astrons right now. 2 are Hamfest purchases. Well, one's a Hamfest, one's eBay. They both work. Neither one of them are big enough to really run a 100-watt radio. There's a 20 amp one and a 7 amp. I can tell you the 7 amp will not do it. And the 20 probably would be right at the edge. There's like no overhead on it, but I bought a 35 new and I've bought a 50 new, and I've had to repair both of them. And I talked to Astron when the 50 went out, because I looked it up and it's like I've only had the thing like a year and a half, not even a year and a half.
I've heard
And they said, "Oh yeah, we'll
Samlex
fix it.
too.
We'll fix it under warranty." Okay, you're gonna give me an RMA? No, just mail it in.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Yaesu does that. I hate that.
And I'm like, "Whoa, who's paying for shipping for this?" And he's like, "Oh no, you have to pay shipping both ways." Well,
It's
that's not
heavy.
exactly warranty repair, right? On a power supply, that thing weighs like 50 pounds.
I mean, if it's my fault that it's broken, I'll pay shipping, and if it's your fault that it's broken, you pay
Absolutely.
shipping. Yeah, Dutch treat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Jay? I think I should have bought a... Well, I did. I bought an MFJ one, and it still works fine.
I've been rocking
Samlex.
this Leico over here that I got at the Hamfest. I like it.
I'm
Samlex
seeing
is good.
Samlex a lot and Triplite. So, and Jody is arguably smarter than me, and so is Don. So there's 2 samples of smart people.
Everybody in the chat who's smarter than Jim, raise your hand.
Okay, that's just mean.
No, I'm leaving it up to the chat. I was just giving them the opportunity. You notice my hand. Look over there. My hand's not raised. Because I haven't typed
Or
fast
I go the Chris route and buy a cheap one. Well, I'll just use the MFJ till it dies, and then I'll buy
Jason's
another cheap
hiding
one.
his hand. See,
I mean, it's all running off a battery anyway, so it's it's a kind of a
Right.
right?
that's what I was gonna say. Don't you have one of those power gates, Jim?
I do.
Yeah, get that Chins battery out there and run the flex off the Chins battery, and then run the power gate to charge the Chins battery.
Well, honestly, I'd have to math it a lot, but I mean, on a 100 amp hour battery, it could run that radio a lot.
Yeah, it could. So William WM9H thinks you could run the Ham Shack off a LifePo 4 battery. You are absolutely correct. Case in
Yep.
point.
Do it every POTA, right?
Yeah. I mean, a LifePo is 13.4 to 13.8 volts fully charged. I can't remember exactly. I think it's 13.8, maybe
13.8.
13.8.
They claim 12 to be,
Nominal 12. It's like a
Yeah.
2x4 ain't no 2x4.
Yeah, they claim 12 so you don't yell at them.
And your radio will run on anything from probably 11.5 to 15 volts.
You may or may not, depending on the design of the radio, get full power out.
Right.
But that's
That was
okay.
a-
It's not hurting anything.
That was an old trick at the radio store. The guy would have a rheostat under the desk, and he'd go to the back for a minute and come back, and he'd put it on the meter and be like, "Look at it now," and he'd turn that thing up to 16 volts. Yeah, be like, "Man, he put the watts in it."
Yep. So Ziggy and I have been talking in the Discord for a while. I've been running my RV off of 100% battery power for the past couple of days, and
It's been tense.
running the experiment. I was pulling 2,000 watts out of that battery today because I was using the battery to charge a battery while making a pot of coffee.
Listen to this. Say that again.
Yeah. So solar panels charging battery charging battery running RV, and then the RV was making coffee. So it was 200 watts to run the RV nominal because of the 12-volt fridge and the lights and stuff and the furnace fan. And then it's 400 watts to charge the second battery, and then it's 1,400 watts to run the coffee maker. And that battery went from 100% charge to 50% charge in one pot of coffee.
The only thing with running off a battery is the Amazon smart devices don't work on battery. I'd have to run an inverter to use the smart device to turn it on and off.
They got a 120 volt AC cord on them.
He's
It's
talking
USB-C.
The
He's
smart
talking
plugs.
about running directly off the battery terminals.
The smart plugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And I
the-
went to a cookout
The power
today
gate
for
dingus,
turkey.
plugs in the wall.
there are Bluetooth solutions for that, Jim.
No.
I
It
run
plugs
a
into
Z-
your ham shack power supply. Into your
It plugs into
depending
the
which
power
one.
supply, and the power supply plugs in the battery. Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about the switch to turn the flex on? The remote
Yeah.
switch?
Yeah, the 120 volt AC on-off switch.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was talking about the Echo.
No, there's not.
The
There's
Alexa
not. There's not a
box.
120 volt switch on the Flex radio. No,
No,
I was
th-
talking about
no,
the
it's a little-
Amazon smart plugs that are 120 volts that turn the power supply on and off.
Right.
Gotcha.
I do have a relay that is plugged into a smart plug. It's a smart relay. It plugs in the wall, the regular 120 volts. And on the back of the Flex, there's a
RCH
RCA connector that you can use to electronically toggle the power.
and turn it on and off. Yeah.
Yeah, gracefully
I do the
power
same
off.
thing. I have a
Name? Welcome,
small
Dana.
Z-Wave switch.
Yeah,
Does the same thing.
yeah.
John
This is the
Forge
same
is
kind of
new.
deal.
Welcome, John.
This one's
I
an
think I've seen
Amazon
Dana
one, but
before.
Yeah, this was Amazon too, but it's Z-Wave and DC powered.
okay. This is AC and Wi-Fi. What frequency does Z-Wave run on? I don't.
It's
I-
2.4. It's like
Okay.
Zigbee, Z-Wave.
Zigbee.
It's they're all kind of similar.
So probably an ESP 232 running that thing as well.
Something like that in there. Some tiny
Yeah.
little.
Speaking of Z, this is pretty interesting. This radio, I just finished fixing this radio up. This is a Yaesu FT2600M. If you look at the Yaesu manual, they call this, it's a 2-meter only radio. They call it Z-band. I've never heard it called Z-band before.
What does that mean?
I guess that's, like the KA band or the K band or the X band or the Z band. So I guess that's just what they call the 2-meter ham band is
Huh.
the Z band.
Okay. I've never heard it referred to as that. When you mentioned K-band and all that, yeah, that's
That's my logical lumping. I've never heard it called Z band before.
K-band is like 10 gigahertz, 10 megahertz.
Yeah, it's up there. It's in the gigahertz range, I think. It's what all
The
the police
old
old
radar
radar
det-
ran
Old radars.
and the Safeway doors, the supermarket doors.
Yes. Yeah. If you still have a K-band radar detector,
Named after Ziggy.
it will go off every time you pass Walmart, Lowe's, anybody with an electronic
I
door.
think so, Scott. I think so.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
The term Z band on older Yaesu radios could refer to general coveraging band. Many older Yaesu models, the Z was sometimes used as shorthand indicator for extended tuning range that covered frequencies well outside the traditional ham bands. See, it's everywhere. Everybody does it. This is not a me thing.
So was your radio Mars monitor? Is that officially
ChatGPT.
outside the ham band?
It
Oh,
was
man.
ham banded to begin with. In the manual, it says it only transmits depending on whether you're U.S. ham or Japan ham.
Right.
In the
Not
144
crazy.
or 144, whatever the ranges are, because they overlap slightly, but not 100%. And then this one will transmit from 134 to 174. OpenTX, the whole 134 to 174.
What model is that, Tio?
2600M. Yeah, Paul's right. Z was cool back for Gen Z, and now X is cool because of Elon Musk.
So your radio did 134 to 147 reception.
134 to 174.
134 to 174. 144 to 148 for transmission by default. So that tells me something right there.
So it was modded.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, are we doing another one? Would you like me to get one set up? Because that one just came to an end.
It did just come to an end. Please do so. And do that one for like 10 minutes.
You got
Because
it.
we only have 15 minutes left. So, 2 minutes to flip and then 10 minutes to run. Drumsticks has come to an end. Great name, Chris. Thank you. All right. So, like I said, Dana, I believe Dana is new here on the Frequency Frenzy scoreboard with a 3 of a kind hand. That's a great hand.
That's a killer hand.
Yeah, literally. First place. And then John Forrest is a pair of kings. Like I said, I believe John is also new. Jason Mary is our buddy Jason, W5IPA. Pair of queens, Daniel Holcomb. Pair of nines, Kansas Jeff. Pair of eights, Scott Ham Till It Hurts.
Pair
Is
of
a
eights.
Pair of eights. Jason Tetlow, that's Cyber Jason. Pair of sevens. Colin from VK Land, pair of sevens. Eric Randberg, Jim, you missed it when you were gone. The last round, we had 4 pairs of fours.
Ah, is that parity?
Yes, we have achieved parity. That might even be unity. Jay, W9JCR with a pair of fours. Marvin, our buddy out in South Dakota, a pair of fours. Chris was playing and coding at the same time. Pair of threes, pair of twos, pair of twos. And then we're out of all the winning hands. All the rest of y'all are runts.
But
That's
thank
a
you all
technical
for
poker
playing.
term. Yeah, we appreciate each and every one of you. And 20 was the hot band again. More contacts this game than last game. Y'all are lighting 20 up. Paul says he joined lady, has legit losing excuse. Technically, you don't. How many contacts? I mean, so it only takes 5 contacts. So that's
Yeah.
6 minutes? Did I math that right? We're mathing on camera.
No.
I think the best you could do is like 11 minutes is what I've tested it down if I'm just going.
Because it's a minute 15 if you're perfect.
And that would force you to use more FT4, right? So if more people are using FT4, you might have more opportunity to get a contact. But I think 15 minutes is a good speed for just kind of casual. But we could probably reduce it 10 minutes and make it a little more interesting. But you never know.
So this one's going to be 10 minutes though, right?
This one is going to go till 9 p.m.
What time zone are you in?
I'm in Eastern.
Ah, okay.
Keep up,
22
Steve.
seconds.
Keep up.
Well, no, he says 9 p.m.
Steve barely
and
knows
it's
what
6.
time he's in.
It's almost 7 p.m. here. That's why. Oh yeah, well I'm in a time zone
You're
that
in
doesn't time
Arizona,
zone
right?
properly.
They don't do the daylight savings bit. So
Right.
how
It was
long you
really
there
weird.
for, Steve?
Until New Year's Day, and then we're going to some other part of Arizona. We're actually going to go out to Quartz Fest.
All right.
So Chuck and I will be doing a Quartz Fest show, and I'm hoping to stay there 2 weeks instead of just 1 week. But I'll need to like break camp and go empty and refill. So that's going to be a new part of the adventure. So
Quartz Fest is like Burning Man for hams for old
burning
people,
ham.
right?
Yes,
Burning
they
ham.
literally do have an effigy that they burn. They have a ham female and a ham male, and they light them both on fire.
Okay.
It's
an
11
interesting
minutes,
show.
12 minutes.
So you're going to have to dump?
Yeah, I have to go and relieve the RV and then bring the RV back to camp.
I assume
But it
since
takes
you're
a
going to
week.
be at Birmingham, you can't just limit things to one, can you?
No, there are what do you call those, porta potties? There are porta potties out there, but they ask you very politely to reserve those for the what's it called? The tent campers, the people that
weirdos
don't
in
bring their own
tents.
facilities. Yeah. So the sprint has started a couple of seconds ago. So if y'all aren't paying attention to the scoreboard, frequencyfrenzy.live, where you can see yourself live on the web. Yeah, so for me, it's an excuse to like run on. That's why I'm doing all this solar prep right now, is to run off of batteries and whatnot, and learn what holes are in my survival plan.
Right.
I spent a lot of time just north of where Quartzsite is,
Which part?
up near Lake Havasu.
Okay, yeah,
I was stationed in
Arizona is
Phoenix.
awesome.
back in the 80s. I loved Arizona.
Yeah, I'll be there the first full week of January. It's looking like.
So I've been doing a lot of 3D printing of late.
Oh yeah, show this thing you printed.
So my daughter, she isn't doing it on her own, but she gets dad to make stuff for her. So I did this guy yesterday. And this is, I think I got this off of Maker World or Printables. I can't remember. I did not design this. I can design blocks and circles. But this is a multicolor filament. And so if you look at it this way, it's goldish. If you look at the bottom, it's kind of red and gold. I cannot get the camera to focus on it. And then if you look at it this, oops, wrong way. And then that way it's red. So the filament is actually multiple colors. This took about 8 hours to print on my Chidi +4. But she's into dragons. So this is the second dragon I printed for her.
Well, you have enough 3D printers. You could like set up a 3D print workstation for her and let her play around with it.
She would rather play Roblox when she's here and find stuff for me to print.
I believe you know how to operate a firewall.
Oh, yeah. I cannot deny her joy of Roblox because she doesn't play it at her mom's house.
Hun. You know,
They slipped that over port 80, don't you know?
Yeah, that too. Well, no, she only plays on one machine. I just block the IP address.
That's when you build the fake network status page. Like, look, it says right here they're down.
right.
That's exactly right.
So you did send that link. I was looking forward to. Oh, that's.
Oh yeah, I put it in the private chat.
It's blue on dark gray on darker gray. I can't read it. I don't need to read it. I can just copy and
Let's
paste.
see what you guys are talking about.
And this was the RIDI contesting the FT challenge that we were talking about earlier. Jim, I think you were gone for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chris was talking about changing our scoreboard over, and we can do the FT challenge contest, the actual legitimate contest, all together as a group.
Okay.
All right.
So it used to
And
be
so it was.
the RIDI Roundup or the CW whatever. Now it's
it was RIDI
FT
Roundup,
challenge.
and then they changed it to the FT Roundup because they wanted to split RIDI from the FT8 crowd, or the FT crowd, I should say, because most everybody does FT4. And then now it's something different. I think they changed the rules, so it's 1 point. You get 1 point per contact as long as you got the received and not. If you provide the grid square, you get a point for every 3,000 kilometers. So it's certainly something we could try to model. And if people are going to participate and wanted to submit to the scoreboard, that would certainly be available. So.
Let me see what this looks like.
Yeah. Chris nailed it. We could run as Toads multi.
Oh, that would be awesome. Everybody running K-Toads?
Yep.
I guess we'd have to do like K-Toads 7, K-Toads 5, K-Toads whatever. We'd have to do some coordination. We're not good at that.
Yeah. Well, it'd be
Speaking
like
of RIDI,
having rules or something.
I know. Speaking of RIDI, the Pack Rat TNCs we have will do RIDI, but the original RIDI boxes that I have seen have the light display for the mark and space on the front. And let me uncover Chris here. Let me remove Chris from blocking Chris. Chris was Chris blocking. So it'll take the status lights on the front, and it'll do mark like this, and it'll do space like this. And since mark and space happen at the same time while you're doing the signal, it's this really cool looking display of this pulsating plus sign. It's pretty cool. 2024 is the FT challenge. Everyone benefits and frustration should be reduced. Are they new hams?
Well, no, I think that the problem is that some people weren't participating in the contest, and they would submit the SNR exchange, where when you were in the contest mode, they didn't want that. So I guess they're changing it up. So even making contacts with people that aren't part of the contest still count.
Ooh, it's out of band for normal FT8 stuff. It's a different band.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Not band frequency.
It's not normal.
And it's not all the bands either. Because you're missing, what is that, 10, 15?
You're missing a lot. You're missing the work
Yeah, you're
bands.
missing 12 and 17.
I don't think 160's in there, and
Right. Or 6.
Multi-operator low power. Where's multi-operator high power? Includes those that receive assistance with logging of relief operators. Oh, it's serial, not parallel. Well, it suggests serial. It doesn't say not parallel. Yeah, that would be really cool.
no, just food for thought. Something I can try. Like I said, I can just model the
there it
rules
is.
for it, and we can see.
Yeah. Multiple parallel QSOs are permitted if the technique does not cause excessive IMD QRM to other stations.
So I stumbled upon something that I've stumbled upon before. I thought that this was a lot of fun. So this is my Chronos, and
Because we're sharing the scoreboard now.
it doesn't have its long counterpoise attached to it. And then let's just count like some harmonics. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 swear dips. If you put this long counterpoise on it, look at this coolness.
More dips.
Yeah, it harmonizes Mo. I thought that was really neat. So anyway, this is a phenomenon that I've stumbled upon previously, and that's what helped me design my 8617 antenna. So anyway, I thought that was cool.
Is that a rig expert?
Of course.
Good man.
You knew what it was, Jim.
I know what it was. I was calling it
Just
out.
making him say it.
Well, I mean, I'm
30
sure he
Zoom.
knows what he's using. I just, with all the drama from somebody else the other day.
How many did we have? So we got 11 swears, and this one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versus 11 dips.
RTF Droney is saying that he's having trouble with the scoreboard.
Yeah, he was asking if you could come from Grid Tracker, and I think Grid Tracker pushes over the regular WSA JTX UDP data, and that's not what we want. We want to do that secondary, that secondary option. So again, if you look in the instructions, you can leave the UDP alone, so it all works with Grid Tracker, but in WSJTX or JTDX, whatever you're using, you got to set up that secondary ADIF broadcast port.
What you got there, Tio? What is that? Oh,
Caliper.
that's your come here use.
Right? I'm a fidgeter. In case y'all hadn't noticed over the years. High energy. Who's winning, Jim?
Let's see. It looks like old John is still hanging on to first with 2 jacks and a king.
He's using his Jedi mind tricks.
Got Colin. And Colin has a pair of 10s. Eric with a pair of 8s. Dustin, pair of 7s. Chris Stevens, pair of 5s. Jay with pair of 5s.
That's a different Jay.
That's Jay from Discord. That's
PB7.
Philippines Jay, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, awesome.
Jay, is that you, Philippines Jay? I know it is. I
There's
don't
2
know.
J's. W9JCR is also playing.
Well, Philippines Jay does not have a U.S. call. He has a Philippines call.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I'm going out on a limb and guessing that that's that Jay. And then
Doesn't start
Paul.
with WKN or A, so it must be Philippines.
Right. It's my logic. It's not DE either.
Yeah, B would be the
Paul,
license class.
pair of 4s. Jay Rayleigh, which is an American call. Pair of 4s. David Davenport. That's big tall Dave. Red-haired, ginger, big, tall Dave. How are you, David? David's got a runt ace and just sadness. So does Dana. And then we're down to just onesies.
Ooh,
And
we've
it's
come
over.
to an end. Did John still win? Did somebody sneak in and steal it from him?
Let's find out. Whoa. John got it.
John got it.
Nice. Happy Thanksgiving,
Not
Mike.
John Gotti. John got it.
Awesome.
Hey,
So I
Chris,
have to
have
say-
you ever
Go ahead.
been on hold and you're using one of those automated voice recognition systems, and it's like, hold on, let me look up that information for you. Your keyboard is the exact pitch, frequency, and cadence. I sat here for a second. I was like, I kind of startled. I was like, shit, am I on hold? What was that? I realized it was your keyboard.
Yeah,
That
I
was
apologize.
great. No, cracked me up.
I'm old school. The keyboard I use is based on a 1980s IBM design. So
Oh, you've
Right.
got the
it's all mechanical switches and
The
everything.
Model M.
you've got the M remake.
Yeah, so basically, it's one of the
Nice.
DOS keyboards. I standardized on it years ago. That way, when I always keep one in a box, so when I spill a beer or water or something in my keyboard, I can just go grab a new one out of the box, and I don't have to worry about
A backup
No, when it-
keyboard.
figuring out, taking a few days to figure out the spacing on the keys.
Like
So,
Foghorn Leghorn has backup emergency feathers. You got a backup emergency keyboards.
yeah, there's like two. I could go grab. There's one in a box that has never been opened. As soon as I open that one, I order a new one.
You know, they can see those keystrokes over RF.
Right.
I'm not even kidding. Just bang.
That's
It's
all
crazy.
right. I'm not
No one
typing any
cares. The Air
passwords
Force
in it.
cares. That was called
Right.
Tempest in the military, but
They already have my DNA and other things, so I'm not too worried.
Right.
Right.
the NSA
it's
has
the Model M for QRM.
multiple taps in my house already. They don't care.
They're disguised. as
I'm on
Amazon
plenty of
devices.
lists. I'm not allowed
Right.
to leave the country.
Right. Right.
So we are doing this again the day after Christmas.
Okay.
So the 26th of December is the next Thursday that we'll be doing this. So if you guys missed out on tonight or weren't prepared for tonight, we'll be doing it one more time. We try to do it once a month whenever we remember or run out of show topics on Coffee and Ham Radios. It's kind of a fill-in thing sometimes. So Don's saying the keyboard can be seen over RF. That is true. And the other thing is that now that these computers have all these microphones in them, they can kind of echolocate which keys you're pressing through the microphone too. And I've seen them do that on cell phones when you type in your password because they have two microphones.
Can't you sniff HDMI and DisplayPort?
Yes.
They're sniffing SATA cables. Well, last I heard.
The link light on your router is decodable visibly up to 3 megabits per second.
I mean, unless I'm going to build a Faraday cage and live in it,
Right.
This is
I
the
don't-
world we live in now.
So,
Yeah, no, we're not going to repair the power supply on Nuggets. You just want a human sacrifice is what you're looking for.
Right.
I'm not your guy. I'm not doing
your
that on
guy.
camera when I'm trying to keep up with you guys and stick my hand in a power supply at the same time.
I'm your guy.
Right. So when you get your radio on Christmas Day, make sure you get it all set up and prepared with its new laptop and its new station and its new cords. And then you'll be ready for the contest the day after. So you have 1 day to prepare.
I don't know what we're doing Saturday either. T.O. reminded me that it's my show for Saturday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
For certain frequencies, that is correct, Don. Stucco House is a Faraday cage. Faraday cages are frequency dependent, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, that's true. Because it's going to be chicken wire that they put all that on. Some sort of wire, right?
Yeah. So any frequency that the wavelength is that big can get through.
we had to put Wi-Fi in this old industrial building one time, and the back room was solid concrete with chicken wire all inside of it. So it was.
Hotel rooms are great. All the rebar and everything between floors.
Right.
2 meter just bounces right back at you.
Chris, I cannot rule out that we might do FT8 poker on Saturday morning.
You guys can do it whenever you want. You have the keys to the castle.
Yeah.
You know how to kick it off. It seems to run fine on its own. I know we had a problem one time. I think I got that resolved,
It's
but
good. It's good.
hey, man,
Oh,
it's
it was other
the
Chris.
internet.
I was answering Chris,
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
yeah. No, you. How would you know, Chris and Chris?
That
I
So
kind
No.
He
of
was Chris blocking.
Prep Ham
Chris-
Paul was thinking
Chris
me.
KI4WCO. Chris. Yep.
Prep Ham Paul was thanking me for stopping by. I was listening to his stream today while I was cleaning the pool, and I said hey Paul or something, but with all caps or whatever, and he looked up at the screen and he instinctually read it that way, and he actually
Shouted at you.
no, he closed his window by accident.
Oh,
I told him over chat. I was like, right click, reopen, close window. That was great.
right. It should be another Black Friday show.
Well, it could be. There's probably enough stuff. I don't know.
Well,
I
they're
mean,
going
I've-
crazy with Black Friday sales now. It's it's turned into 2 solid weeks.
Well, the ape and I both like Chicago style pizza because we're cool like that. We disagree on antenna
Okay, Chris.
analyzers, but
Yeah,
we are soul brothers on our pizza desires. And Taste of Chicago's got like up to 25% off their pizzas.
Any
So I have-
pizza.
Huh?
Any pizza is good pizza, but the Lou
Yeah.
Malnati's is like very good pizza.
Yeah. So I got 6 of them bad boys coming.
Lunch.
So they've got a sale going on. If you're into 3D printer stuff, everybody's got filament on sale. I haven't seen any printers actually on sale. Maybe the high-end bamboo ones, but like the A1 Mini's not on sale. Same price it's been for the last 3 months. I don't know about some of the other ones, but I got emails from every one of them. Oh, big Black Friday sale. The only thing's on sale is like 10% off of rolls of filament or crap like that. But it's a big thing. Tools. There's some good deals at Lowe's and Home Depot. There's a DeWalt kit that comes with an impact driver and a drill, 20 volt setup for $199, maybe less. I can't remember. And then Steve, I'm sure, will have a long and exhaustive list of all sorts of Hamley things tomorrow. We're streaming at
Oh, yeah.
9:30.
9:30 Central tomorrow morning. Temporarily offline ham radio.
And what time will that be for you? Like 7:30?
8, I don't know.
8:30?
I don't know. 8:30 probably. Because it's that weird like 3 time zones over and then 1 time zone back situation.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
in mountain right now, right?
I'm in Arizona's version of mountain.
It's
time.
mountain now and not Pacific, right?
Right. Yeah, it was weird because I was in daylight savings time in New Mexico, and then I drove across the border to Arizona, and then everybody changed to daylight wasting time except for me.
Well, the worst is when you're along the border and your phone connects to like the cell phone tower in California that's in Pacific daylight savings
Right.
time, and you're not there, and you're like,
Yeah.
"What the hell just happened? An hour just disappeared."
And I keep my laptop in Central Time because that's what all the YouTubers do. So that's weird because like right now it says it's 8 p.m. and it's not.
Paul, I don't know. I mean, the radio or the printer is a good choice. I don't know anything about the Starlink room. I can't afford that. If you got an Amex card that's got no limit on it, you go for the Starlink room, man.
I do, Chris.
Oh, Starlink Roam. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think Don's got the right solution. Get all 3.
Yeah. Not a bad choice. Oh, well, Paul's got 3 400s. So, okay.
I see a flash sale coming up. Prep Ham Paul's Black Friday sale. 3-pack.
Right.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on all the chat. Yeah, that's the same. If that's the A1 Mini, Paul, is that the A1 price or
He's
the
talking
Mini
about the
bundle?
Starlink is $350 and $50 a month.
Oh, Starlink. Okay.
The mini.
So what's the deal with Starlink Roam? I mean, you roam already and you have Starlink, right?
Yeah, so there's the Starlink Home. I'm never moving this dish ever, and you get a certain discount and a higher rate of speed. And then there's the Starlink Mobile, the Roam program, and you pay more for it and you get less speed
That
because
seems
you're agile.
counterintuitive.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
what you have.
that's what I have. What they're arguing, and I kind of get it, is that if you are based in Luck, Wisconsin, and you never move, then they can, build out capacity for Luck, Wisconsin because they know the amount of people that are there. But me, I like dart in and out of Luck, Wisconsin once a year. So,
Okay.
like every so often I increase the numbers, and so I have to pay more. How much do you use per month in gigs? Lots, Paul. But I'm, 5 live streams a week. All of it. No, it's Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday when Hayden gets off his butt.
Yeah. I chatted with the Aussie today. I was going to ask him, we haven't had a show in like 6 weeks, dude. What's up?
He's playing cricket.
Well, no, then he said it's been a rough week, so I don't know. And I was going to ask what's going on, but then I wasn't sure if it's like, okay, she found your porn stash. She found out how much your radios cost.
Right.
The radios.
I mean, I don't know what kind of rough week, or your boss is just a jerk. I mean, there's levels of rough week, right? So I wasn't sure. And I would hate to ask him something, like, well, how are you and Crystal doing? And then find out that, he left him for a kangaroo or something.
So this is my
Oh, look, an
Chronos here.
antenna.
Oh,
Yeah, let's change the subject.
oh, look. So this is my Chronos, which is just it's a big Poseidon, and I've had so much fun with this thing. And if you
What
talk to
Torah are
me,
you using?
that's a
The
secret.
minty green one.
A
It's
what?
the minty green one. It's not a mix
just
52. It's a Type 52.
Type 52.
Yes, sir.
I'm using a 61 in mine.
A mix 61 or a Type 61. Type 61.
Type 61.
Okay. So anyway, it's a thick core. It's I forgot what Ape calls it. But anyway, I've had a lot of fun with this, and I went to go check on it today, and I got to play with it a lot. I got to adjust the radials to it, and I got to experience a phenomenon that I really like to see. It's when you start, you think it's a radial, but it's actually a radial. You know what I mean? So I was able to get some extra harmonics just by adjusting the lengths of the multiple radials that are spread out along the ground there. Anyway, I thought it was pretty. I thought I'd show you guys what I was beating on today. I need to get better at just the software in general. I'm just not a good FT8 poker player.
There's quite a bit amount of luck there, Zig.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it's like a random dice roll every time you make a contact. So
T.O. was showing your math chart before you got here, Chris.
That's pretty
And
simple.
I'm like, this proves what I'm saying, I think. Or
well, and it's even worse than that. That's just a snapshot on one of those rules, right? Like that shifts around given power and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm looking on how to simplify that. I think one of the things I learned through doing this right now is the rules can get a little unwieldy and unmanageable. Like I literally have to create these pretty complex rules, and it's cool that we have the flexibility to do that, but it's kind of from a back end admin perspective, it's a little bit of a beta. So it'd be nice to be able to build some things to kind of set up a base set of rules and then just give bonuses and bump the things from there versus having to define these things as static. But
So
again, it's all going to come in time. So
are you
So when
thinking
this-
about doing? Go ahead, Ziggy.
When the software asked me my power and I put 100 and then my neighbor puts 99, we're in two different brackets, aren't we?
yeah, no, it lumps. There's basically a couple different buckets. So it does. I think it's 10 watts and under is considered QRP. So that's
Okay.
one band.
Okay.
And then then 10.1 watt to 100 would be the next band.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
then
okay. All right. So
more
that's
than 100,
encompassed.
more than 100 is QRO. But if you don't put a power rating in there, it actually just considers you QRO. So if you don't put your power in, you're actually kind of getting penalized. It's like you're running 1,000 watts or legal limit.
Okay. I had heard somebody say that they were punching in 99 watts, and that was it. For some reason, a little cheat code.
There's no cheat code in there. Trust me. Plenty of people thought I've cheated here too. It's
Up,
a
down,
large
up,
amount
down,
of luck.
left,
There's
right,
a
up,
large
down.
amount of luck, large amount of luck. And like I said, it's kind of a weighted dice roll. Your band and your power and the distance of the card kind of weight that dice roll to move you into getting kind of better cards or not. And then it's the random number after that, right? It's the random number generator, whatever it comes out. But I did set it up to be deterministic. So if we put all the same values in, those random numbers will be the same every time. So we could actually go back and replay around and get the same results every time.
I gotcha. And then there's my middle.
Is there
screen.
any? Well, you probably addressed this. So right now, everybody still gets their own deck of cards.
Correct. And the reason why we did it that way is I think for right now, when I don't have people logging in and we can't verify you as your call sign, I don't want to just put a button in there like, I'm going to throw this away. And somebody has a full house and some knucklehead comes in and says, I'm going to screw them up, right? Like,
Yeah.
So we want to put a
Okay.
little verification in there. Then that also allows us to move to things where we can have tables, put a lid on it, 5-10 people, and those
Right.
people can play. And who knows? I mean, if we get to that point and things are working and people are enjoying it, maybe we have something in where you can set up your own frequency frenzy, play a game of poker with your own buddies at your leisure or will. So, but it just, again, it's time and wrenching on the code, and I'm an army of one, and I do have some other things on my plate. So,
Right, like a real job.
I don't know if you call my job real, but I do stuff. So
You get paid and you do things, right?
I do
or you
things.
do you do
people give me
things and
money.
you get
Yeah,
paid.
absolutely. You got it.
For
Do you
me,
drink
Chris,
You drink
it's
and
being
you know things.
for me, Chris, it's being able to tell people that, hey, so I'm a radio operator, but I'm going to also be playing poker, so I'm kind of cool.
Well, I'm leaving Thanksgiving dinner. Steve sent me a message. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. And they're like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to play poker with my friends. And they're looking at me like, where the heck are you going? What? My mother-in-law is ready to get rid of me. But good thing I cooked the turkey and I did a good job.
You did your job.
I
You were
did
up
it.
at 4 a.m. You did your
Hey,
job.
man, it got cooked. Everybody enjoyed it. No one's sick and dying of salmonella yet. And we'll go from there.
Always a plus.
But again, I enjoy it. The platform's up. We just need to utilize it more. It sits there whether it gets used or not. It's running 24/7, and again, we continue to turn the crank and support the car guys here, and buy some antennas, do the coffee, buy a coffee for folks, and we'll continue to turn the crank, and hopefully we'll get something here that people enjoy. I mean, really like to expand it. The bingo game, something there. It's kind of partially done, Steve, which is why I haven't kind of pushed the issue. And honestly, there's some other things I think I'd like to solve first before we start bringing online some of the new games. And if I can do that in a reasonable amount of time, I think some people will see some cool stuff soon.
Awesome. Yeah. If you want to test out the bingo, we can do it, behind the scenes, or we can do it live.
Well, I think maybe we'll do that. As I start to progress down some of that, I think we'll put out a call for maybe some beta testers if some people are interested, and we'll do that in the Toads Discord. We have the Frequency Frenzy channel. Never mind me causing Ape to buy an amp.
A drunken purchase.
Hey man, I like the little amp. It rocks for the 705. The QMX with it gets a little finicky.
Yeah.
I got to mod one of the QMX boards because the original design has a problem with the PTT, but I have a newer one where that problem doesn't exist and it works, but you got to kind of spin around 3 times and click your heels and click this and that before it'll engage. Otherwise the amp won't go. But with the 705, it rocks, man. I put in I think it was 1 or 2 watts in, and I'm getting 60 watts out FT8 on a 705.
Nice. What was the price on that thing again?
It was $400. It was 3 something and some change. So it wasn't cheap, but it has the bandpass filters in it, and I don't know. It works for my needs. And I bought it more, not so much so I could make my 705 100-watt radio. I mean, I could have bought an 891. I could have done a lot of things for that price, but I got it because I have 2 QMXs. I have some other radios that be nice to have a generic kind of 100-watt amp. So
the what's it called? The amp doesn't have a built-in tuner though, does it?
No tuner, but I mean, you pick up one of them, the ATU 100 Pro.
ATU 100.
Yeah, I mean, battery powered, all the rest of that. Yeah, come here, let me grab it real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, sure. We'll wait. We're not doing nothing. So I can talk about him like this because he took his headphones off. Oh, hey, how's it going, Chris? Welcome back.
What's this guy?
Yeah, that's pretty
My
awesome.
video might be backwards, but
Man,
That's good.
look at that thing. No, it's perfect. It's not backwards.
so pretty small. No fuse on this, but they sent you a fuse in the box. Like, hey, you should probably fuse that. But I run it off a battery with the 705, and it works great.
Did it come with the Anderson already on it?
No, it's I put that on there. It was bare wires, and it's 2 BNC and a PTT.
What gauge wire is that? I can tell it's silicone jacketed.
Yeah, it's silicon. It feels. I'm not sure the gauge, but I mean, it's kind of beefy. I mean, nothing too crazy. It's got to be maybe a 8, 10.
Smaller than that.
And then this is another one from the same company, and this one's 0 dBm 10 watt out.
0
That's
dBm
all.
is the company name.
No, this 60 dBm is the company name, which is
okay.
cute because what is that? That's a kilowatt, right? So
yeah.
But it's 0 dBm.
Oh wow, okay.
So you can put in like if you have a hack RF or something like that, right, with an attenuator, or I have a radio berry that I have a little setup for a project I haven't completed. And this is going to be.
Is that 0 dBm max in, or is that
0 dBm max in?
Oh, okay.
I think that's not max. That's in, just RF in. I think it'll take up to, I forget exactly. I'd have to look at the specs. Yeah, this thing's sweet though. For the 705, I'm doing FT8 on it, and I don't know. But so far, it's working pretty well.
Can you do it? Does it have a sound card built in over Bluetooth?
With the 705?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 705 does. Actually, that's how I like to run it.
So you can run FT8 wirelessly on it?
Wirelessly, and that's how I do it when I go to the park. I set up a little wireless network with my laptop and that. I don't set up any wires between it because I've had a lot of problems with the 705 and RF. Like, I don't care how many turns on the toroid I wrap on it.
All of them.
It's like, it still has problems. So I just went Bluetooth.
I got a 240, and I must have like 20, 30 turns on the toroid.
Actually, it's not Bluetooth.
USB
It's not Bluetooth. It's Wi-Fi. And you got to buy that RSBA whatever package from.
Oh, okay. So this is just an out of the box option. Okay.
Oh, Chris, I'll give you my copy if you'd like it.
No, it sucks, dude. The software.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to give it to you, man. Come on.
I don't use the one portion of it. I just use that remote radio, right, to get the sound card and the cap control, and then after
you should be able to use
SDR control and WFU.
If SDR control, if he has a Mac, that's absolutely the way to go, or an iPad.
I already bought the license, so it's not even a big deal now, right? Like now, that's just how when I roll, when I go out and I want to do. And I do like, I'm a weirdo. I like to go do a POTA, and I like to do FT8. I usually I'll chase park to parks, and then I do FT8. Sometimes it's nice just to sit in the park and hear a relay click and hear the birds, man. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice. So, and that's my setup. I run the 705 wirelessly, although I have two QMXs now. And as I travel, sometimes I just take the QMX. I'm already traveling with a laptop, and I'm off to the races. And that's been treating me pretty well.
So, Chris, what I did at Huntsville, we were, at Huntsville Hamfest, we're at Montesano State Park. I've got my RV with me. I've got my radio station set up in the RV, and I'm using a Raspberry Pi to do all of my stuff. And I'm walking around the picnic area with my laptop, and I'm remote controlling my Raspberry Pi back in the RV. So, like, take a walk next time, like go out and hike.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of fun to be able to move around too, right? Even if I put my radio one place and I want to go inside and sit in the AC or the bug tent for a little while and then go back out or do whatever. I mean, I can do that once things are up and running. So it's kind of nice to provide some flexibility. It's a little more kit that you got to take in, but the 705 is small. And I don't know, sometimes if I build the kit that I need when I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do.
Right.
So if it's a lightweight activation, I just want to travel light, I take a lightweight kit. If I got a little more room and I'm like, I'm going to be there for the weekend, I'll bring some more gear. So just have fun.
Yeah, so I don't know if we should talk about this, but this is a carbon fiber mast. This is the Gigaparts POTA 20 mast. This is from Don N5SKT, and he's saying that the chuck spike that you can get on Amazon works really well. So
I'm going to be making a video with my POTA 33 mast that came yesterday.
oh, carbon fiber, light it up.
Well, that is my plan. There's a lot of drama surrounding carbon fiber.
Can't we just load it?
Some of it I believe. Some of it I think is some of it I think is hype from Big Flat Earth Society. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention his name because he'll show up in the chat if I do.
He's already
so I want QED, that which is demonstrated, quod erat demonstratum, and I'm going to hang the Kronos. The Kronos is actually hung already on a fiberglass mast. I'm going to run my Whisper box for a couple hours on 20 meters. And capture those results. Then I'm going to swap out to the POTA 33 mast, hang my Kronos on it, leaning in the same exact magnolia tree, so I don't change any other variables, and run Whisper again and see what I get and see if it makes any freaking difference at all. Plus, I'll probably I'll run the Rig Expert on both masts to see if there's a visible difference there as well.
Our buddy Smart Ben has taken his Faraday tape, and he's taped the sections of, like, take the carbon fiber mast apart and then apply the tape and then put the carbon fiber mast back together. And when you extend it, match them up, and the mast is the antenna.
Yeah, I have a mast that is an antenna.
But everybody says that the carbon fiber interacts, so I wonder what frequency it's resonant on in the first place.
Well, I mean, so the velocity factor is going to be part of that. What is the VF on carbon fiber?
Right.
I think using an oscilloscope and two of them, I could figure out what the velocity factor is, but I'm not going to buy a whole nother one for science. So
Don is saying that's the POTA 33 with the chuck spike, so I was corrected. I'm sorry about that, Don. So
yeah, I thought he had a 33 because Don and I have talked about this
got to get that
already in chat. And I need to look at getting that chuck spike. Is that something Chuck is just he's used before and it's on his Amazon list or something? Steve?
I don't know.
Chuck ain't
Don,
making
send me a
that.
link. No, he bought it from Amazon, but I don't know what the link is. I don't know if he has it in his Amazon store. Don, send me a link if you've got it handy.
Chris, what's it like having access to the inbox of that project?
What the inbox of what project?
Of the poker project.
I don't have an inbox for the poker project, so
okay.
I don't get much in email. It's Toad's Discord. Reach out. There's the input.
Yeah, Frequency Frenzy channel.
Right now that's kind of the mechanisms for support, and all the rest of that would just be reach out. I'll reach out to you on Discord if anybody has a problem. Over time, that may change, so we'll see what happens. But right now, man. Like I said, it's a one-man show. It kind of maintains itself. When I build software, I like to make sure it works. So hopefully it just runs and we don't have issues with it. And if I'm doing my job, I don't need to maintain it and babysit it. So
I'm Radio Tube. I'm sorry, Mike. I used Jason's code. I had it memorized.
Go, Mike, go.
No, code KM9G.
We need you guys need to do like the TID radio poll, right? Like which discount code can you use more?
Right.
Everybody's
right.
discount code.
If they let me stack them, I'd use Mike's and Jason's and Steve's. Yeah, Mike, I bought that before you. I don't remember if you dropped a code or not. Honestly, I didn't use any of y'all's codes. I paid full retail price.
Well, you would have paid full retail price either way.
Exactly.
You would have gotten a discount and we would have gotten a taste. So, because it's 5% off with my code.
It's 5% off with Mike's and Jason's too. I just didn't even think about it. I mean, your code is cooler, obviously. All right, boys, are we about to wrap this up? I need a smoke and a Coke.
Sounds good. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving again.
We'll see
Happy
you guys
Thanksgiving.
tomorrow morning at 9:30 on TO's channel, where we will be Black Friday and ham adjacent thingies.
And since Jim's there, we can talk 3D printers. I can't talk about it without Jim.
Oh, hell
That's the
yeah. We'll
law.
talk 3D printers. Awesome.
Law. See y'all. 73.
Have a good one.
Hitting the button.
Bye, guys.
Done.